Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado, taking a live look outside right now from Breckenridge. And Breckenridge looking a little bit different without all that snow in the past few weeks. Spring has definitely sprung. Time right now, 6:42. Let's get a check on the forecast. Here's Storm Tracker 13's Marty V with the latest. Good morning, Marty. How's our weekend weather shaping out?
And good morning, Kurjan. I think today is probably going to be the pick day for a while. Not that tomorrow will be bad, and we'll talk about that here coming up shortly. Right now, looking back across the area from near the tops of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, this is not too far from La Vida Pass. Again, plenty of snow still to melt here in the foreground. Not very much in the way of cloud cover, just a little bit of shakiness in the camera. There will be some pockets of wind, especially on the mountain areas today, but I think for most of you, the wind's going to be considerably lighter. It is this morning in Monument. That's the view from Community Banks of Colorado. Looking back towards the south and west right now, the sky is nice and clear. It is a little bit on the crisp side this morning. Many areas are in the 20s along the I-25 corridor. Canyon City and La Junta are a little bit warmer in the 30s. Lyman's fallen all the way back to 18. And we do have quite a few areas up across the high country and over the big mountain valleys where temperatures are in the teens this morning too. So it's a little cool out there right now. FUTURECAST shows as we move into the afternoon, the wind where we're going to have it is most likely to be found on the higher terrain and as we head back into the mountain valleys. And again, we do have that fire weather warning for the San Luis Valley today. That goes into effect at noon. We'll have some gusts in this area, probably around 25 to 30 miles an hour. But notice the smaller numbers out here across the plains. Again, we're not going to have no wind today. I just think that it'll be a very light breeze compared to what we had around here during the day yesterday. And with the temperatures warming up and the sunshine that we're expecting, plenty tolerable. Maybe later on this afternoon, a few high clouds start to float in over the mountains, but those aren't going to be terribly thick. High temperatures eventually today should reach the 60s to lower 70s in much of eastern Colorado. High country probably in the 40s. We'll have a mixture of 50s and 60s over the southern valleys. Probably 50s through most of Teller County today. And I do think at times we'll have a westerly wind that could be gusting over 20 miles an hour around parts of Teller County. So it is going to be a breezy day for you. I don't think we'll have quite that much wind around Colorado Springs, but maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour this afternoon. So not absent wind entirely. I just think it won't be all that bad considering we'll end up in the mid-60s around the downtown area. Should be in the lower 70s from Canyon City through Pueblo today. Probably stay in the 60s on the higher terrain south and west of Pueblo. Westcliff about 60 on the nose. Again, over and near the mountains, this is where we're likely to have some pockets of wind where we could have some gusts over 20 miles an hour. I think in Pueblo we're talking more 10 to 15 here as we head into the late afternoon hours. FUTURECAST continues to show just some light cloud cover kind of floating across the mountain areas into the evening. We'll look for then clearing to occur probably after midnight. What you don't see on this map is I do think the wind will start to pick up after midnight over near the mountains as the next cold front approaches the area. So it could get kind of gusty in some of the more wind-prone pockets. I don't think it'll be everywhere by tomorrow morning, but if you start to hear the windows shaking around a little bit in the morning, I wouldn't let that surprise you entirely either. Low temperatures tonight, not going to be as cool as they have been this morning. A lot of 30s here in eastern Colorado. A few pockets near the mountains where the wind may start to pick up could hold in the 40s. High country probably ends up in the 20s by the time it's all said and done late tonight. Highway 115 in Turkey Creek looking like we're going to be mostly clear through the day today. I think that we're going to end up with a pretty nice day, all things considered. Increasing wind, definitely going to be something we'll be paying attention to here as we head through the next several days. Looks like some colder air is going to settle into the area as well. And with that, likely at least some chances for a little bit of scattered precipitation. Not getting terribly excited about that yet, but we'll talk about that in our extended forecast coming up soon.
All right, and we have those trees already starting to turn green mid-April. I know it's not until May that they're fully green, but spring is here. It's nice.
It takes a little while in Colorado for the trees to wake up, and the smart ones generally try to stay hidden a little bit longer so they don't end up getting hurt.
Right. Well, there's snowstorms still coming. All right, thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
Well,